guys, today we're solving polynomial equations. So remember, when you solve an equation, the right side has to equal 0. So we're going to be doing lots of factoring. First, make sure the right side equals 0. Okay, then take out the GCF. Take out GCF. So you take out the x. And then slide and divide. So we'll multiply to negative 6, adds to negative 5, which would be negative 6 and 1. Then we divide by 2. Now solve for x. So x equals 0 is a factor. X equals 3 is a factor. Okay, so there's your answers. Make sure you actually factor it. I know the calculator can do cubes if you do mode 5-4, but you might mess up because this one's missing terms. So when you type in the last number, d would have to be 0. So it would tell you that x equals 3, x equals negative 1/2, and x equals 0. If you choose to use the calculator, I still want to see the factors. So I want to see this, okay? I would advise against using mode 5-4. Stick to just using mode 5-3 when it's a quadratic, okay? The next one, right side has to equal 0. Make sure you put this in the middle because it's a cubed. Exponents have to go in descending order. Take out GCF, which is 3x squared this time. So that'd be leave with x squared minus 2x minus 4. Okay, here's where we run into some trouble. Can this factor? No, it cannot. There's nothing that multiplies to negative 4 and adds to negative 2. So then use mode 5-3 or quadratic formula. So don't forget, this would be x equals 0. Mode 5-3 would give us 1, negative 2, negative 4. So that would give us x equals 1 plus the square root of 5 and 1 minus the square root of 5. So these are your 3 answers. Okay, this is just a list of different factoring techniques. Factor out the greatest common factor. This talks about how to factor trinomials, perfect squares. This is the one I want to draw your attention to. Cubes. You should get a paper with all the cubes. 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 64, 5 cubed is 125, 6 cubed, 216, 7 cubed, I think is 343. So these are a list of your cubes. When you have like 8x cubed plus 1, that's a sum of cubes. The addition means it's sum. So then we use this formula to factor. When you have a difference, okay, when there's a subtraction sign, then you use this formula. So look at your cube sheet to help you out with this. So I'm going to look at this problem. This is a difference of cubes. When we have a difference of cubes, it's a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b. A equals x because a cubed equals x cubed. So then a would have to equal x. B is 1, because isn't also b cubed is 1 cubed? Yes? Because this is in the form of a cubed minus b cubed. When we have a cubed minus b cubed, it factors to this. This is the formula. So once you know that a equals x and b equals 1, just plug it in. Okay, then we solve. X equals 1. Then this doesn't factor, so mode 5, 3, or quadratic formula. So when I do quadratic formula, I get x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of 3, there's also an I there, all over 2. Let's look at another, we'll get to another cube one. Those take a while to get your head wrapped around. Let's look at this one. Subtract 4. Remember, right side has to equal 0, and then we factor. Multiplies to -4, adds to -3. And then solve. Okay, so once it's solved, there you go. Okay, another one. Make sure the right side equals 0. Think of your list of cubes. So, what that means, this is in the form of a cubed plus b cubed. So that factors to a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. A equals x. To get b, just look. 8 is what number cubed? It's 2. Okay? So use your power sheet to come up with b. So then this is, a equals x. I don't know why I put 4 there. So this is going to be x plus 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 2 squared. So this is going to be 4 right here. 2 squared is 4. And then we set both factors equal to 0. A lot of times, guys, almost every single time, the trinomial is not going to factor. So you're going to use mode 5, 3. So that's going to give me x equals -1 plus or minus I square root 3. Okay, so that was a sum of cubes because it was an addition. Again, use your power sheets to find b. I'm going to make it where a equals x almost every single time. Okay, the next one. Get the right side to equal 0. We're going to take out an x. And then figure out what multiplies to -8 and adds to 2. Well, that's -2 and 4. So then set both factors, all of your factors equal to 0. And there we go. Okay, next one. Factoring this one, multiplies to 9 and adds to -10. -9, -1. Set them equal to 0. You're going to solve these by taking square roots. That's what we learned in chapter 4. Don't forget, you gotta have plus or minus every time you take a square root. Okay, one more sum of cubes. Look at your formula, your cube sheet. 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 64, 5 cubed is 125. Oh look, don't forget the formula. So a equals x, b equals 5. This is where I'm getting the 5 from. Then we do mode 5, 3. 1, -5, and 25. And there we go. There's our answers. Make sure you use the power sheet.